Hello, Luke Show.
And the tragic news that came out of Melbourne, a Melbourne hospital last night, that really has rocked the rugby league community, and I think the community at large, with regards to Alex McKinnon, who is a 22-year-old kid who playing NRL footy there for the Newcastle Knights, living out his childhood dream, and by all accounts, just a really great bloke. Wayne Bennett wrote a really great article about him on Sunday in the paper.
Just a beautiful piece.
Yeah, real kind soul.
Yeah.
And anyway, he got given the news that he was, in fact, a quadriplegic, and he's coming to terms with that. And I thought, given that, a lot of people are having a bit of trouble sort of just getting their heads around that, we get on Perry Cross, a great Gold Coaster, who has been given that same news that Alex was given yesterday. Mm-hmm. He's been given that news about 21 years ago. He got given the news there's a 19-year-old kid that he was never going to walk again, and he has been able to go on to have an incredible life, become one of the great Gold Coasters, and do so much for the wider community and the world of people living in wheelchairs, turning that incredible tragedy into an enormous positive. And he's on the phone right now. Perry, how are you, mate?
Thanks, mate.
Perry.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, mate, when you heard the news about Alex McKinnon, it must have brought up a heap of memories for you back when you were 19 years of age playing footy up there in Brisbane.
Yeah, definitely, mate. It was pretty horrific watching it all, unfold on TV, and brought back a lot of memories because my injury was pretty similar to Alex's. My neck bent forward and dislocated in the same sort of area, and I remember laying there on the ground, just like Alex was, and struggling to move, and couldn't feel, and it was pretty traumatizing watching it.
Did you get put into the induced coma like what Alex McKinnon had been placed in for a couple of days?
Yeah, so I had the same fusion surgery the night of my injury. And then after that surgery, stayed in a coma for a period of time, and woke up to the news that it was no good.
Mate, just talk us through that moment though, because who told you that you were quadriplegic, and who were your mum and dad? Were they with you at that stage as well? And
mate, I was pretty aware at the time of the accident.
Right.
So when you suffer a severe spinal injury, there's no tingly sensation or any of that nonsense. It's lights out straight away. Like you can't feel and you can't move.
Right.
And you know straight away that you've got paralysis. So he would definitely have known. You could see, I don't know, in that footage of him on the ground, the doctor and the trainer's rubbing his legs and asking him, "Can you feel?"
Right.
And you can see that there was no response. So it's a pretty harrowing moment. But when you wake up, you basically really don't have much idea of what's going on. And then when I was injured, I couldn't speak, so I had people telling me things, and I couldn't really ask any questions, which made it a bit awkward. But
what would you say to Alex? What would you say to Alex, who's and what he's going through at the moment? If you could speak to Alex, what would you say to him?
Oh, mate, you just it's going to be a tough road. Like that's just the raw fact of it, is that spinal injury is a pretty cruel blow. This is a guy who's he's lost a lot in terms of he had a great career as a footy player, massive potential, and in some ways lost more than I had because I hadn't reached that level.
Yeah, but still, I mean, Perry, for those that don't know, is an old schoolmate of mine. So, I mean, who cares about whether you were going to go on and play for the Wallabies or whatever?
Oh, that's right.
You still had the potential to walk around and maybe do all of those things. And when was it, mate, that you were able to turn all of this around? Like, because I don't know that I would have the strength what you've had to be able to turn this around and say, okay, this is what I've been dealt. I'm going to turn this into a positive. How far after your accident did you have that change where you've been able to go and do the things you've done?
Probably about 2 years.
Right.
So it took a long time. Like, it was... And I've got to pay tribute. I've got an amazing family, amazing group of mates. Like, even yourself, Luke, you know, over the years, like, people come up and say hello and have a chat and, you know, have a laugh and treat me normally, which is what people want. Like,
yeah, I get that sense from Perry. Like, we always try to hang it on Perry as well, because that's what mates do, you know. Yeah. And so you've got to do you've got to do that. Mate, is there a message out of all of this? Because I know that, you know, I have personally, because I know Perry, I still haven't been able to watch the incident on TV with Alex McKinnon, and it sort of surprises me that Perry's been able to watch it, but mate, I haven't been able to watch it. And what is there a message? Is there something that you want to get out to people with regards to this whole tragedy rearing its head again?
Look, the most risky thing you can do in life is get in a motor vehicle, and people forget that. You know, like, that's the biggest cause of spinal injuries in Australia. So if you're worried about contact sport, don't, because it's a very minimal risk. And things happen in life we can't control. It's unfortunate. Boys will be boys, you know, and we have to play footy because that's how we get rid of all our energy and build up of testosterone. So that's just nature's way. So I would encourage everyone to go about day-to-day life as boldly as possible, you know. We can't wrap ourselves in cotton wool, because that's the wrong approach.
Wow. Hey,
you know,
isn't that powerful coming from Perry?
Incredible.
There you have it from Perry. He's saying that, you know, we're not most come from road accidents. And I hope a lot of mothers are hearing this, because I'm a person that loves rugby league. And you're right, Perry. Sometimes this just happens, but it can happen driving a car, and it can happen, you know, just walking the dog down the road. You just don't know. Sometimes you're just a bit of bad luck around. You are an absolute out-and-out champion, my friend. And thanks for talking. Thanks for talking
Perry,
to us, mate.
Cheers.
See you, buddy. Bye, mate.
It's the Mal and Luke Show, 102.9 Hot Tomato.
Tonight, Greg Norman's playing.